Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another video, and today we're playing some Dead Island 2. This is a game I've been wanting to play on my channel for quite some time now. Released a trailer on it, and I did a kind of future prediction comparison video between Dead Island 1 and this game before it came out. Dead Island 2 actually released last year now, April 21st, I believe, 2023. Yes. And ever since then, it had a little bit of, it was like really a lot of hype built up for it because the game was supposed to be coming out for quite some time, like quite a long time actually. So I say it's time to talk about Dead Island. So when this game released, it had a little bit of a rocky launch, I guess you could say. Oh, Jesus Christ! It had a rocky launch. In the fact that when it released, it had so much hype built up that when the full game released, it was very disliked and had a lot of hatred towards it, and it just wasn't, it didn't work the exact way everybody wanted it to work, which I thought was kind of stupid, because that keeps happening to games that don't deserve the hate because they're not exactly what you wanted. And honestly, that can be kind of annoying. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is definitely quite an annoying situation. And I don't get why some games get the hate that they get. Dead Island is such an iconic game in the zombie games that we have in all of gaming. Unbelievably iconic. Because Dead Island 1 was one of those zombie games that really put zombie looting type games really like hardcore on the map. This game had such an insanely massive release. Mind-blowing. And Dead Island 1 was a hit success. It's just like another, I guess you could say, I forgot the word. My brain's burnt. I guess you could say it's a competitor. Dying Light 1. And they were both very good games. They both had their differences. It's hard to really pick one between the other. Pretty even fan bases. They just did amazing. And then just like Dying Light 2 failing a launch, having a nasty launch, so did Dead Island 2, which blows my mind. And the truth is Dead Island 2 isn't actually a bad game, and in my personal opinion, I feel like it is one of the best zombie games to ever release. One of the best, and well, here's why. Potential best ones out there released currently. I'm not saying that it's better than every other one and that every single feature about it is better than all of its competitors, or it's the one you should play. Nothing like that. Like I do recommend you play it, but I'm not saying this is the only good zombie game. But it's one of the best. And we can kind of go over a little bit of a pros and cons list here. So a lot of this stuff, a lot of the cons in my opinion are, well, everybody's opinion. It's all opinionated really. Some of it you could really disagree with, and some of it you might see as completely accurate. We'll start with the pros. A couple pros, a couple cons. I lied. We'll start with cons. Let's get the badness over. So, as this game released, it had an unbelievable amount of list of cons, and a lot of it was basic. A game just released cons, the ones that all games get when they're released. 90% of games. But then they worked on it, and they have increased and fixed many of their current issues, which is amazing. So, oh Jesus, my weapon broke. I like that weapon. That was really depressing. So, I noticed one of the biggest cons of this game is a very notable thing that when I go ahead and I check the map right here, you'll notice it's not big. And that's because it's not a big open world map where you can just travel from one location to the next. Instead, you get a bunch of mini sections, areas that are like little mini open world maps that you can fast travel to back and forth. Now, I don't see that as a con myself. I think it separates the game more and makes less boring traveling time. But that is a big con in the eyes of 90% of the players on this game. And that's just how it happened to work out. Another con I will give it to is the story isn't phenomenal. It's not the best story ever or anything like that. And then you also got that there isn't crazy variety on weapons from my experience playing personally, because this is a current beaten game. I'm not 100%ed, but I've beaten this main story and I've played the DLC Haas that just came out, which was pretty decent. So, playing all of that, I learned there really isn't a massive variety on weapons. You have a fair share amount, and I feel like there could be more. And the whole looting system, it upsets me a little, because in other games, there was like places you could just randomly come across and find crazy legendary weapons or amazing Easter egg weapons and things like that. Whereas in this one, the legendary weapons, there's only a select few, and you get every one a specific certain way. I just got keys to something. Gangrene safe. Who's screaming? But yes, so that is really all I can name off of cons off the top of my head, really. The big issues with the game. But there isn't a crazy amount of pros either, which is we're getting to where I'm gonna explain why I think it's one of the best. So pros, one of the very obvious ones that you're witnessing right now on screen is the graphics, visuals, design, brutality. Amazing. 10 out of 10. The gore physics are absolutely insane. Please don't demonetize me, YouTube, for how crazy this gore looks. But the gore physics on this game are actually insane. The fact that you can hit individual parts and cause actual bleeding and slices in said parts that you hit. And it's actually an insane amount of detail. Along with just the visuals itself. You got the grass moving in the wind. And then you can actually see a heat mirage in the distance. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but in the distance you can literally see a heat mirage, which is crazy that you can see that's in a game. And stuff's moving in the wind. It's such a lot. Funny enough, for a zombie game, such an alive atmosphere. The environment and atmosphere is so stunning and just fun to play in and super enjoyable no matter what you're doing. And it's fantastic. The combat. This is also considered a con, but I also see it as a pro. It's simple. Nothing that's going to overwhelm you, but you do have options. Every weapon has its own versions of finishers and things like that. And every weapon has its own attacks and every style. So you have simple combat, but it works. It's fun, it's satisfying, and it feels great to use. As I miss every hit, but that is also seen as a con, because some people want more advanced combat. They want stuff that has a lot of detail to it, which there's plenty of games that have. And then, again, yes, the story is not great, but it also isn't overly long either. It is a fairly short story, but you get to play it, and because it's not that great, it's nice that it's short. Because then you don't dread playing through the story. You play it, you get through it, and you get to enjoy the game itself, and just enjoy the gameplay, and you get to experience all the new areas and stunning environments. Which I think is what is really good about the story. Really not really memorable characters other than that sewer guy, I forget his name. And then it's cool to see Sam B back. I'm not gonna spoil anything else, but people saw that in trailers. Sam B from Dead Island 1 is in this game. I'm not going to go any farther because I don't want to spoil anything, really. By the way, soundtrack. Oh, Jesus Christ, one of these guys. By the way, the soundtrack is actually amazing in this game. Okay. The soundtrack is actually a phenomenal soundtrack in this game. And I can't show you the game's soundtrack, unfortunately, due to the fact that that would cause me to have copyright problems. But then you get all these things and you realize there's not a crazy amount of pros, there's not a crazy amount of cons. Why is this one of the best zombie games ever? Because it brings it back to roots, what a zombie game is about. Playing this, I get that feeling I got playing Dead Island 1 and Dying Light 1. Just the pure satisfyingness and enjoyment of just killing zombies and beating the shit out of zombies. So fun, so satisfying, so enjoyable, and it nailed that original feeling. It has that basic, arcadey, fun, beat 'em up zombie game, and it looks amazing. It's the best looking, most amazing looking beat 'em up zombie game we've ever had. And considering that is such an enjoyable zombie style of game, and people were overthinking what this game really is, which is why people are hating on it. People think it's supposed to be so much more than it is. It's just a zombie beat 'em up arcade game with fantastic graphics and visuals, and it nails it. It really does, and that itself is so fun. Me playing, ow, Jesus Christ. I played this game beginning to end. I have another save file as well on a brand new account, and I've learned a bit about it, and I enjoyed playing the game. There wasn't a single moment that I was like, okay, this sucks, this is dreadful. And I still enjoy it. It's super fun, and I hope to see they keep adding more and keep seeing more come to the game to get more content, because eventually it will get boring. There's not crazy amounts of end game content, but that's due to the fact that it's just really the gameplay is fun. So hopefully we get potentially more content like that, but Dead Island 2 truly is one of the best zombie games we have right now, strictly because it nails that classic arcadey zombie beat 'em up game, but with new generation modern technology, and that is amazing. So stop hating on Dead Island 2, or do, just give me a valid reason. I recommend you go pick it up and play it if you love just killing zombies. Also, co-op works great. I want to clarify that as well. That's just a simple one. Co-op does work fantastically. So, highly recommend you go check this out. I didn't want to spoil too many locations or really too many things because I wanted people to be able to experience them for themselves. But Dead Island 2 is truly one of the best zombie games out there. With that, I will lead with, if you want to hear more of me talking and potentially other people as well, go check out my playlist on my channel, Honestly Why Not podcast. And in there, there's a couple people on that podcast, along with one of them that happens to be a featured channel, Pirate King. He's new, go help him out. He's doing VR content. And expect to see Honestly Why Not podcasts, all the ones on the playlist. Expect them and future ones to come to show up on Spotify, along with potentially other platforms. So pay attention to that. Please go check them out, support them. Check out either link in the description to go get yourself a delicious, healthier energy drink tub and help support the channel just as much as you can right now. Super appreciate it. Don't have to though. Just don't enjoy the video, dislike it and leave a hate comment. Enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Go play Dead Island 2. Go check out my stuff. And thank you. What's this, dude? What? Oh, Jesus Christ.